I despise my own sanity, so why not play Infernum on the For the Worthy seed? This takes it from expert to masters, past masters to legendary mode, making everything do an insane amount of damage and have a good chunk more health. In the last episode, I ended up defeating Dog, which I have playing in the background here. Honestly, he wasn't too bad. I don't find him to be hard in general. He's kind of just the same dashing pattern over and over again. I did throw a couple attempts, so it took me like 60, but all in all, not too bad. I also didn't have the Calamity Lament, which is my go-to summon item, but he wasn't too bad. Honestly, super easy. Definitely one of the easier bosses in this playthrough. If you struggle with this boss, the best thing that I can recommend is just learning ram dash timing, and it will be super easy. But enough of that. Now with Devourer Gods out of the way, I need to do the Frost Moon, the Pumpkin Moon, and the Solar Eclipse in order to be able to get the components for Ascended Spirit Essences, which are used to craft post-Devourer Gods gear and weapons. Figured I'd throw this in while I'm here. I do stream all of these runs on TikTok every single day, so if you're interested, you should definitely stop by. Anyways, with the Frost Moon, the only thing that I want to do is kill an Ice Queen so that way I can buy the Endothermic Essences. Endothermic Energy, not Essences. The next thing that I do is the Pumpkin Moon to get Nightmare Fuel. This is also another component that goes into the Ascended Spirit Essences. It's also used to craft some weapons and gear. I just make sure to kill a pumpkin so I can buy Nightmare Fuel again. I love my quality of life mods. It makes my life 1,000 times easier, and it makes it so people on my stream don't have to watch the boring stuff. Some people have a problem with it. I don't really care. I played without quality of life mods for over a decade, so I'm going to use them shamelessly now. Last thing I need to do, well, second last thing I need to do is kill a Mothron in order to get Dark Sun Fragments. Now, the last thing that I need to do is to get Planty Mush from the Abyss so that way I can craft Silva Armor, which is the armor that I'm going to use since I'm playing Summoner. It gives a revive and it's kind of busted. I also craft the Nucleogenesis. It is a post-Devour God summon accessory that combines the Star Tainted Generator and the Status Curse. It is really good. I craft my Asgard's Valor and the Dash accessory from Providence to the Asgardian Aegis, another really good accessory, and I also craft the Dark Sun Ring. The last things that I craft are the Amalgam, which is the upgrade to the Amalgamated Brain. It gives 15% damage and a dodge. I craft the Sponge, which is a really good defensive accessory, and I'm going to need all the help I can get. I probably could have used the Chalice of the Blood God, but Yaron does a stupid amount of contact damage in For the Worthy, so I decided not to. And now, with all of my upgrades and my Endothermic Hydra Staff, I fight Yaron. Just like every other boss, my only goal on the first attempt is to just get a feel about how much HP and damage they do.
How much HP do you have? Am I gonna have to deal with 6 million HP? No, okay, I have to deal with 3 million HP.
Fortunately, I read the number wrong the first time. I don't know where in the world I got 6 million, but he's only at 3 million HP Yaron, so not all that bad. What I originally tried to do is stay close to him and dash whenever he goes into me, so that way I can dash through him. I end up finding out that this is not the play, and I will find that out later after already taking a couple hours off of my life.
Damn, he does a lot of damage. Oh, this is gonna be AIDS, isn't it?
I'm unemployed, I have no friends, I have no girlfriend, I have nothing to do but throw myself at this boss.
I'm getting my ass handed to me. 630 damage in one shot. Fuck me, God. Fuck me, God damn it. This guy does so much damage.
So yeah, as you can tell, I am not having fun. One mistake, one poorly timed dash, one bad dodge, and I die. He one-shots me. He does more damage than I have HP. His dash feels really awkward to me. I've never been used to it. I'm used to the Devourer of Gods type of dash. His is just weird as hell. I hate it. I don't like it.
Damn. Yeah, that dash feels awkward.
Have you guys ever seen a brow?
Shut up.
Things got so bad with Yaron that I went to go do the Devourer of Gods again because I thought my ram dash timing was off. I was dashing into him and sometimes the dash wouldn't go through. Turns out my dash timing with Yaron was just off because I'm not used to it. It's not the same as the Devourer of Gods rhythm wise. So yeah, I just had to get used to it. So now it's time to go back to Yaron attempts.
Damn it. God. Damn it. Oh. Shit, I looked away from my screen for 1 second and I just get absolutely annihilated by this big ass angry bird. Shit.
So with these attempts, I'm getting better, I'm getting him lower, but I'm still dying. I'm still yet to get him down to his second phase or whenever he rebirths, which sucks, but I'm slowly getting better, so I know this is doable. Finally, I decide to just start running away. If I run away from Yaron instead of trying to dash into him like I do with the Devourer of Gods, there's less mistakes that I'm going to make because I don't need to worry about my ram dash timing, especially with how fast he is, so I finally decide to implement that in this run. I'm just running away, dashing, making sure I don't get hit. I almost have my adrenaline charge, which is pretty well at first, so I know that this strategy is working. I use my adrenaline and I get him down to another phase.
Back to... God damn.
I still ended up dying, but I got him the lowest that I have, so I know what to do. In my very next attempt, I actually got him down to his phase where he rebirths. But whenever he does this, he becomes like enraged and I quickly die.
I dashed too early.
I am now consistently getting him down to his rebirth phase, but dying very soon after. I'm just happy that I'm making progress with getting him down to his rebirth phase though, so I'm not too mad. I get him down to his next phase again, but I missed time of dash, so I die. I'm continuously getting him down to half health, but I'm just dying and dying and dying. It is not fun. In this attempt, I get him down to half health, and the lunatic cultist makes a guest appearance. I don't know where he came from. I guess one of my stray arrows hit him or something. This attempt where he's 60% HP in his second phase, I get my adrenaline up, and I absolutely melt him. He's down to 40% HP, but I missed time of dash, so I lose my dodge, and I miss time another one and I die. But after only 2 hours, I finally get this attempt. I don't feel like commentating over it, so y'all can just watch. So yeah, I almost got sold by lag there, but I still won, which is good. Wrath of Gods is really destroying my FPS, which is absolutely horrible. But I won, and that's all that matters. And now Auric Ore spawns on the map, so I go farm it in order to be able to craft my next armor set and the Codebreaker, so that way I can summon the Exomechs, which are the next boss that I'm going to fight. And finally, with the long, painful task of the Codebreaker done, I fight the Exomechs. I decide to do Ares, Apollo, and Artemis. This is the pattern that I normally do. I will soon find out that this is in fact not the easiest, and I end up swapping later on, but this is what I normally do in Infernum, so I decided to try it out, because how bad can it be? And absolutely horrific is not enough to describe how bad this boss fight will end up being. It is awful, and it takes me so unbelievably long. Just like normal, the first fight is only to see how much health he has and how much damage they do, so I quickly waste my dodge, my revive, and I die. I do get some valuable information though. Ares has over 4 million HP. He has almost double his effective HP. With this, I can pretty well guess that Artemis and Apollo and Thanatos are going to have almost double their HP, and I practically get one-shot by everything, so I'm basically going to have to no-hit this entire boss apart from my dodge and my nebula score. Last and most certainly least is Thanatos. You'd never guess I'm going into this to see how much HP he has and how much damage he does. He also has 4 million HP, which means combined they have over 12 million effective HP. Normally they have like 7.4 million HP, so almost double. I also want to see how much damage all of his attacks does, so I kind of just run into everything, and you'd never guess. They all pretty well one-shot me. This is normally my favorite fight in all of Calamity. They're my favorite boss to fight. I have first tried them on Rogue, I have first tried them on Summoner, I have first tried them on Melee, I have done them no-hit before. Surely this cannot be that bad. Oh boy, am I so wrong. This is going to take days off of my life, and I am going to lose my shit over this. In my first real attempt against this boss, I end up running into his death laser, and that pretty well sums up exactly how this run is gonna go. Usually I know that if I make a mistake during a boss, I'm absolutely cooked. I almost have my adrenaline here, but I've already wasted my dodge, and I run into one of his plasma rays, so I've used my revive already. He has 50% HP and now calls in Artemis and Apollo. This is going to be so much fun. I have no revive and I have no dodge, so I die. I didn't even deal 3 million of their total 12 million HP in my first attempt, so I decided to swap classes. I got up my Dragon Rage. This thing absolutely annihilates Thanatos. Even with a full defensive loadout, I'm still taking an absolute absurd amount of damage, so I figured I might as well swap over to a full damage loadout. I go into the Abyss to get Reaper Shark Teeth, so that way I can craft Omega Blue armor and the Reaper Shark Tooth necklace. Anyways, back to attempts. I'm just gonna show a compilation of my deaths and let you guys see what happens. Keep in mind while watching this may only be a minute to you guys, but this was hours for me to play. It was awful. I don't even know what I was doing in most of those attempts. I was hard throwing, but I decided to blame my arena, so I turned Fargos on, got Galactic Reformers, and blew up the entire left side of my world. This is the product of that. I will end up paying the price for not blowing a little over to the right. You will see why. Anyways, back to attempts. A little while later, I finally decide to start coiling Thanatos to get him to his next phase super quickly. Sometimes I waste my dodge and sometimes I don't. I do this little weaving pattern with Thanatos, Ares, and Apollo, and I'm able to dodge them most of the time now. I'm consistently getting them down to the next phase, so I am making progress, which I'm happy about. Honestly, after so much practice of this is so incredibly easy. I can't believe it took me this long to actually do this. Sometimes I'm getting hit and losing all of my HP, but I'm consistently getting them down to the phase where Ares shows up. So, like I said, I'm making progress, not bad. But with one simple mistake, I throw the run. Half an hour later, the same thing of coiling Thanatos, dashing in and out of the phase with Artemis and Apollo, and then dying to Ares. I decide to get off for the night.
Yeah, it doesn't. I get one shot anyways. Here, I'll show you. Let's see this. Actually, no. This is the attempt that I win. Is this boss harder than Yaron? Yes. This is where Exomechs are where a lot of people get stuck, my brother included. But I'm only stuck for content because I'm the GOAT. I know, Rev telling me you're not that chopped is just insane. Like that's supposed to be a compliment. You're not that chopped. Thanks, bro. That's like telling somebody you're not that ugly, you're bearable.
And after 6 hours, I finally got to this attempt that was absolutely tragic. I don't even know what to say about it.
The pasta feels I don't. Ugh, pasta. I'm not the fan of pasta. Alright, I guess I'll use my revive. I'm gonna stall a little bit. Get my dodge back up. I'm doing this very strategically because I want to get my dodge back up for Ares. So my dodge is still on cooldown. It should be almost back up by the time I need it. Okay, I mistimed it a little bit, but... Alright. I used my adrenaline too early. Oh my gosh, I got caught on the ground.
Yeah, what should have been the winning run, I ran out of flight time and I got caught on natural terrain. I was absolutely heartbroken because that should have been the run. And finally, after over 12 hours of gameplay, I finally got the winning attempt.
Man. Nah, just being here is fine. I'm tilted at the game and myself. I wasn't gonna start my stream, but I needed people to talk to while I lose brain cells. What's up? What are you doing? Howdy. Getting there. No, you're not wrong. Go, 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 go. No.
And that now brings us up to the present day. I still haven't completed this run.
I got
I've been
this
at
attempt,
Supreme
which was
Calamitous
fairly good.
for like
Max
100
damage
something
doesn't really
now,
get
and
me
I'm already
anywhere,
sick of it. A more defensive loadout allows me to survive a lot
I want to do
longer.
yo-yos
At
only
some point, I will
Infernum, and
complete
I
this
just
run.
so
I
unbelievably
win.
bad.
I
I
have
have
to
to
do
do it in
hardcore
like
Infernum.
parts.
Of like
Because this was such a long playthrough,
it's been a lot to edit down. My normal
and
Infernum
draining.
runs take me anywhere from like 10, 12 to 15 hours, so it's not going to be much to edit for those. I
But
do
this
stream
is
all of
a
these
lot
runs on
to edit,
TikTok,
for me at least,
because this is my first time
Like
editing.
I said, I'm in the middle of a massive
everyday
death
mode
mode
right now.
Terraria
I'm
doing
doing
golem
so yeah,
runs.
that hasn't been
Also,
too
why
hard.
it takes
Legendary
forever.
Infernum has honestly probably been the worst thing that I have ever played. It is not even enjoyable for the most part. Profane Guardians kind of suck. Exomex kind of sucked the joy out of me, even though I normally enjoy the fight. It was just, this has not been a fun experience to play in the slightest. And because I'm running a full defensive loadout, this Supreme Calamitous fight takes forever. It's either I run a full defensive loadout and survive a little bit longer, or I run a full damage loadout and die in one shot. This fight is in 2x speed. It took me 7 minutes to get her down to 37%. I find her last two phases to be the easiest, but because I've gotten her the farthest that I've ever gotten, I end up throwing really badly, so now I need to do this all over again. Anyways, that's the last for me. I'm just going to let this last attempt play out with the song in the background because my audio didn't record. Some point I will finish this run. I'll probably start editing down my Masochist mode run here next. I have no clue when I'll complete this. I would like to at some point, but it is just so mentally draining, it sucks.